Mike Barnicle, I struggle with English every morning, but it doesn't have the same effect as the Pope struggling with English yesterday. But I was moved by something that you said, Mike, last hour, where you talked about being a Catholic, going to one Mass after another, was seeing dust build up on the pews, seeing more and more young people leave, going through scandals. It's been a hard, long slog for a lot of practicing Catholics. But you talked about almost a spiritual payoff that you were getting now, that this was worth the wait.
There is an aura to this man, to this Pope, Joe, that is unmistakable. As I indicated earlier at last night's Vespers service in St. Patrick's, when the Pope entered the cathedral, a cathedral built with the hands and the labor and the love of immigrants more than a century ago, he came down the center aisle past nuns and laborers and people, some people living on the margins, who had been given tickets, past billionaires, and everyone was trying to reach out and touched by this Pope who touches us. Melinda just spoke to something else about this Pope that strikes at the heart and the soul, I think, of so many people in this country. The Pope did indeed speak in halting English before a joint session of Congress. And to many people of a certain age, his words, the way he slowly articulated each word in a strange language that he did not speak, they could hear the echoes of the streets that they grew up on, the streets that I grew up on. The Scarpagnato family, having fled from war-torn Italy, come to the United States to build and develop a life. You could hear that in his voice. And it's a powerful message that he is delivering to this country, to the world. And it's a message of, basically, why can't we get along better?
Mike, to young people who are maybe tuning into religion for the first time because of this Pope and hearing how different he is, how does he compare to the previous Pope and Pope John Paul? Why is he so different? Why is he so exceptional, if you believe that he is?
Well, again, you know, this is my personal prejudice. It's my opinion only. He is a Jesuit. Jesuits are a different category within the framework of the Catholic Church. Pope John Paul was a great man. There's no doubt about it. And his role in world history is truly epic in helping collapse the walls of communism within Europe. But this Pope, because of his Jesuit roots, because of who he is really about the fundamental core of the Catholic Church. Help those who need help the most, the least among us.
And he's living it every day.
Can I just add to that a little bit, in that if you think about the Christian faith and its role in politics, not just Catholicism, but all Christian, it's been so spooled up on abortion, gay marriage over the last 15 to 20 years, and I think one of the great things that this Pope has done, and the reason that he resonates across denominations, is that he does speak to putting the emphasis on the poor, not on the social issues.
Let's turn to the
there's one other thing about Pope Francis, about this Pope and his history. He's from Argentina, from the Catholic Church in Argentina, which was very conservative and made some terrible mistakes during the dictatorship of the 1970s. And there is a sense of atonement in what he's doing now and in his preaching about uplifting the poor and about liberation.